Near that crest, I don't have much space there. That's not much of an area to go in. So I'm gonna use a nice thick towel or pillow and put it underneath so it kind of expands that out a little more, gives you a little more area to kind of needle. So I can grab a pillow. All right. Where's my marker go? Do I have a marker somewhere? Now what I'm looking for, as I'm looking as the ribs kind of form around the front and then the back side, we're going to divide this area into thirds, okay? So as I find the mid portion here, the ribs wrap around to the front. As I start forming that front wall here, I'm going to make a line right down that area there. So push and compress the tissue. It's easier to do it on. If someone has a little bit more tissue, you have to kind of compress to find out where the ribs are. Otherwise, it forms way back here, and I start making my marks. Well, that's just more of the fatty adipose tissue than it actually is the anatomical markers that we want. So as it starts coming around to the front, I mark that line right there. And I do the same thing as it's coming around that back side here.
You trying to go straight down?
I am. I'm going to go lateral to medial, but I'm going to divide this into thirds. Actually, I don't like that line.
I just meant with your lines.
Yeah, for my lines, I'm going straight down.
Okay.
So as this wall comes, the ribs start coming, wrapping around more. As that starts flattening out, that's where I want my line to be at. So it's going to be a little more back here. Perfectly straight line, no curves. All right. So now I'm taking this area here, I'm dividing it into thirds. So I'm going to add 2 more lines down here. I'm not needling here. I'm not going to needle in that third. I'm going to needle in this anterior part of the posterior third. Okay. See how that would be explained with words? Yeah. So my other borders I'm going to go ahead and do, finding the ribs and the iliac crest. So as I palpate around, I find out where the iliac crest is from there. I just kind of do my nice little curvature here. This will be my inferior border, as well as where I want to hit my QL at, as it attaches back there. My other border, to be safe, is my ribs. So I find that inferior little floating rib right in this area here. So I don't have much area to go for. From here to here is what I'm looking at, all right? I don't want to go above that because I don't want to be in pleural space. But in this anterior portion of the posterior third is where I'm going to put my needle. So anywhere in here, you're good to kind of mark it and go, okay? Right in that area there. So,
You can only needle the posterior third, that's the posterior third.
anterior portion of the posterior third is what you're looking for. So, where the QL attaches, that's going to be near the transverse process. So I'm looking to do is to go from lateral to medial, kind of towards that transverse process. That's not going to be, I don't need to angle back that way, that's pretty deep, as you guys saw with the lumbar ones, right? 60 millimeters, sometimes more. So I'm going to go right from here, and I'm going to try and go nice lateral to medial, angling towards that transverse process. All right?
I'm sorry, did you say you're going straight down?
Mm-hmm. That's correct. Lateral to medial for the QL. So if I'm trying to get down to the transverse process where I want to be at, if I use a 60 millimeter needle, that may be just enough to kind of get there. So this is about what I'd want to use for her. You can, if you find your way onto the transverse process, you can tap on there. You don't have to, because we're really trying to get for the muscle belly, right? So that's the 60 is going to be about fine for her to use that one. How's that feel?
No problem.
Okay. Now let's use a little bit of winding. That's going to be the QL. Now if I want to go ahead and do Psoas, I'm in the same area, but instead of going lateral to medial, I'm going slightly anterior, because that's where the Psoas sits. Same thing, good tap in there. It's not a huge angulation, just slight. How's that one?
A little more intense, but it's
Okay.
fine.
So it's not much more of an angulation from there to here. And I do feel some tissue resistance in that area.
You kind of went this way, like slightly that way.
It's just basically lateral to medial with a slightly anterior.
Oh,
So this one should be lateral to medial, slightly anterior. Now, just back here on the posterior side, I want to find that iliac crest as it comes around back through here. This is where it's going to attach at, right back in here. So I'm finding that area. It's a nice curved surface, so I'm not trying to attack it directly. Because trying to hit a curved surface like that, going through all that tissue, you're probably not going to have a good chance of actually hitting it. So what I like to do, once I find that border that I want, and sometimes 50 may not be enough, it's just what I had. I'm going to go ahead and take that needle and go kind of a straight P/A, perpendicular to the tissues, if you will, onto that backside, so I know I can try and hit some bone. And see, that didn't get down there, so I probably need a bigger needle to do that. But if I hit bone, then I'm going to take it and I'm going to move that tissue up as it comes around that curved area. So if this is my iliac crest here, I'm going to get real close to it, try and get down to bone, and I'm going to take it and do my pecking and tapping and moving it up over that area with the curvature of it. Much higher success rate of hitting it, and then I can actually move it and tap over the border I want to, where the QL is going to attach at. I'm going to try and grab a larger needle.
So you're actually going for like the iliac crest there and then just
Moving it
going
over
around
there,
this
yeah.
way.
It's hard to be able to, you can try and angle it to hit that, and some people are good at it. Higher success rate to kind of hit near that and hit a nice big backdrop, and then kind of walk it up over that area. Let me find a sharp. Okay, see if this one works. There's still nothing on that one there. Should move it over a little bit more. How's that one?
all right.
Yeah, may need a little bit bigger needle on you over there. All right. But anyway, that's how you kind of find that area, then walk it back up and just tap it in there. And then you can stim those if you want to. You don't have to though. Typically, I will leave those in. If I really wanted to stim that one, I'd probably marry it up with another one in the hip that we're gonna do, either for glute max or for our glute med, just so I get some stimulation in that area. Typically, I don't do both of these needles. I would do one or the other. I would honestly probably start with QL because it's a larger muscle than I would. Psoas versus QL since it's a larger muscle, and then go on from there. But that's how that one looks. Any questions on those?